Good evening, trenches. I should be resting, but I thought to drop this here because nobody knows tomorrow. Whether I go wake up, I don't know. Nigeria government, what is wrong with you people? What did this woman do now? One send and go prison by all means. Now bad thing to come outside complain. Say for say she say this man they sexually harass me. No go to never plan follow him. She said these people they try one kill me. Is it not for you to investigate these claims? Invite her. Why are you bent on silencing her? Why are you bent on putting her in prison? Why are you after her freedom? What's happened today? People feel none about the plot that you people plotted today to send this woman to prison. People of God, while we were busy doing justice for Benue, justice for Enugu, do you know that Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan was almost sent to prison today? Beneath grounds, the one you carry her enter. Before we go look, it don't take kri. That's wickedness. President Tinubu, you need to call Akpabio to order. You need to. It's becoming glaring by the day that this is a personal vendetta and not just a government issue. Be make una join me hear this kind of thing. So the case against Natasha that the federal government sued her on behalf of Yahaya Bello and Akpabio was supposed to come up that day. All of us got to go airport, no go stand solidarity. Only for them to say judicial staff they on strike. So courts no open. We say thank God. Oh yeah, when it be next, which day they bring dates come aside that is gonna be coming up on Thursday here. We say okay, everybody's gonna be there. We are all looking forward towards Thursday, only to somehow get intel that same exact case has been filed in another court. You see what they use taxpayers' money do? Of course, they have it all to spend. The same case in another court. When her lawyer now, Natasha lawyer now, contacted the lawyer that filed for Akpabio. Why didn't you notify me of this case? How are you charging someone to court and they are not aware? They did everything they had to do. She got the document and was gonna, make arrangement for Natasha to appear tomorrow. This is like another court. Only for them to say that the court sitting is today. He had to go to the court and like, I'm just receiving the document. There's a bench warrant, meaning Natasha should be arrested. Meanwhile, police where they caught, if it quench the Benue state crisis. They say police in law, everywhere, police even dey inside court, go. Bench warrants, like they wait for me, they go pick Natasha. Because she not going to court. Somebody you did not serve. Do you people understand? Everything I said, did it make sense? May Nigeria not happen to you. It was a lawyer that vehemently showed the judge. They are just serving me this today. They are not aware. Which one be bent warrant? Bent warrant about who no green come, who they run. They give us now. And courts, where God go bless that judge. Deny their bench warrants. Give them another date. But I ask Nigerian government again. What exactly is the problem? Is it a Nigerian government problem or Akpabio? Akpabio, what did they bite you? Why are you after this woman? I won't be shocked if on Thursday they try to take her to prison, but I'll be pained if Nigerians keep quiet.
One of the things that Nigerians will never forgive Bola Tinubu for in this government is the fact that he has gone to harvest the worst of Nigerians, the most inferior, the most inept, the most incompetent, ineffective, inefficient of us to come and work with him in this government. Because in the very celebrated regime of governing Lagos State, he had what was described as the best of the brains. Yemi Osibanjo, Babatunde Fashola, Babajide Sanwo-Olu, Akiwumi Ambode, and even Lai Mohammed, a couple of other guys. Aregbesola and the rest of these guys were all people that is said to be people that he worked with while he was governor of Lagos State, and they were very celebrated, at least for the achievement that he had. It's good to say good. Now, but getting to Nigeria, it seems that this guy's goal is to mess this country up and return to regional government, and then maybe use Lagos and then run back to regional government after the country has been disrupted. Because I don't understand how Lateef Fagbemi, the current Attorney General and Minister of Justice, is qualified to be Attorney General. Is it Kayode Egbetukun, who has expired as IGP, but he is still there right now? While Nigerians are focused on Benue and the insecurity in the north of Nigeria and generally insecurity in Nigeria, the goal of these two men I just mentioned, and of course the man in charge, Akpabio, is to covertly send Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan to jail, to prison. Because today being more day, while the whole country money has been focused on how to resolving the security issues, Lateef Fagbemi had hurriedly put together and covertly put together cyberbullying charges and defamation charges in a federal high court in Abuja, and then stationed armored vehicle of policemen in collaboration with the IGP just so that they can obtain an order from the judge to go and arrest Natasha. You would have known before now that a couple of days ago, I think on the 3rd or so, that Natasha was supposed to appear before an Abuja High Court for defamation, cyberbullying, same charges. And of course, because of we had strike of judicial workers, that court sitting didn't happen, and it was adjourned till 19th of June to a couple of days time. But today, if not for grace, the same charges, of course, which people now say is abuse of court process, hurriedly put together, covertly put together, without informing Natasha, informing her lawyers, or publicizing it. They had went on to a federal high court. The other case that has been adjourned to be heard on the 19th now, adjourned to be heard on the 19th, was in an Abuja high court. The same charges was covertly put together and then summed up and taken to a federal high court in Abuja, and then brought before the judge, so that, and then by no appearance, the judge would have now declared, given an order for her to be arrested. And according to the report, several armored personnel vehicles of the Nigerian police force were already waiting outside, waiting for the judge to give that order so that they can go and arrest, and with the guise of did not appear in court, or avoiding invitation, or did not appear before to hear the charges. If not for God's grace and intervention. Now imagine Akpabio conniving with these two other very, very dishonorable and embarrassing individuals to want to abuse and wasting taxpayers' money for court processes. You have a case to be heard, the same charges on the 19th at the Abuja High Court. What was the reason of summing up another, and covertly, without invitation? You know Natasha, you know her office, you know her lawyers, you have a case with them on the 19th, that you wanted. Now, if not for that show of grace and favor for Natasha, that the lawyers got wind of it and appeared before the case was called up, the judge who heard his appeal and was shocked to know that the federal government of Nigeria, to a failed attorney general who has not been able to uphold justice in this country, who under his regime we have seen the worst of us in our justice system, the judge had to, by impression, now agree that and adjourn the case to the 30th. Now, for those of you lot who are jumping on social media saying where's evidence, how do you want to explain this? We have a case to be heard on the 19th. The woman definitely is going to come up with her evidence, but you want to hurriedly secure an order 2 days before that day to send her to jail, and then to make you feel good. This Akpabio is here to make a public statement about the killings in Benue or insecurity in Nigeria. He's here to show sensitivity, show empathy, show sympathy, show that he's even a Nigerian politician at any. That you are conniving with people of dishonorable lifestyle and who should not be in the office in the first place. I don't know how Bola Tinubu insults the stability of Nigeria by allowing this kind of people that should be masquerade in their own village. Should be masquerade, and these are the kind of masquerade that should, for no reason, have a counter with people, because this is utterly disgusting. Akpabio, okay, if I say I'm disappointed, it seems as if I was expecting so much. But it is Bola Tinubu and the people that works within that thinks that they are going to move this country forward, having the current IGP and the Attorney General working together. I don't have a problem with you saying that somebody defamed somebody, and you've gotten petition to put charges together but why the covertness? Why are you covertly trying to send that? Why do you have the same charges before an Abuja High Court and now a federal High Court, and then you refuse to inform her or serve her the court papers, and then so that at least you'll be able to obtain that order, send her to jail, so that your ego will be mastered? Akpabio, you will force Natasha to go to jail. You, Akpabio, will force Natasha to go to jail. When you are done with this government, all of the charges, a government will arise in this country, and every single penny you have ever squandered, every single office you have ever abused, every single administrative disorderliness you have ever caused, you will face it, and you will go to jail before Natasha. Because everywhere you are sending your errats and mosquitoes everywhere to be shouting, hey, let her go and bring evidence. Why are you stopping her from providing evidence? Why? Every opportunity she has had to provide evidence, you're always looking for a way to avoid it. Yet, you want to send her to jail and silence her. This is not all of the effort you have done to silence her. And now if the woman said that you try to kill her, and then you say provide evidence, now you are trying to send her to jail so that she doesn't provide the evidence of you trying to kill her. That means you did it. That means you did it. We can no longer wait for the judge. It is obvious that you actually did it. You are planning it, because we know God, who even knows what you have plans for her in the jail. Why are you so desperate to silence this woman? What has she done? What has she done? Assuming without consideration she even lied against you, wouldn't the court be the most potent place for you to be vindicated and exonerate yourself from this allegation? Why are you looking for all means possible to silence somebody who are alleged? Is she the first person? What is special about Natasha going to prison or leaving the Senate or even dying for you, Akpabio? And you have connived with people that should be focused about having Nigeria position at a point where we are supposed to, at a very critical time like this in this country. It is the IGP and Attorney General. You are putting their heads together and messing up their offices. What are we not saying? Are you not ashamed? Can't we for once let us look at a sector in this country, an office, and say, okay, there is somebody with his head on his neck there. When are we going to have that in this government?
Hello, great people. The Federal High Court has rejected federal government's request to arrest and detain Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan over defamation charges. I will be giving you an exclusive narration of what transpired in court, and you will not just get to know about the Natasha versus federal government and Akpabio case, you would also be informed about the abuse of power in high places. You will get to know about the alleged plot to make sure that Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan is arrested, if possibly imprisoned and humiliated and broken. I will be revealing to you deployed by the Akpabio team and being supported by the federal government. And also, I will be reading to you an exclusive narration of what transpired in court. Then after the narration, we'll be dissecting the issues. What is in this for Godswill Akpabio, and what is the implication of this case for President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and the Nigerian police force? We'll be dissecting the associated issues and more. Before I read to you about how 10 police trucks stormed Federal High Court in a plot to unlawfully arrest Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan, let me give you the background of how we got here. You will recall that the federal government charged Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan to the Federal High Court as regards her making a defamatory statement against the Senate President Godswill Akpabio and former governor of Kogi State Yahaya Bello. The federal government is accusing Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan of making statements that they deem injurious to the personality of these two prominent figures. You will recall that when Senator Natasha appeared on Channels TV, she made an allegation that Akpabio and Yahaya Bello are allegedly plotting to assassinate her, and instead of the federal government to look into this case, it is the complainant that is now being arraigned in court. But then the arraignment didn't sail through the last time because the judicial workers are on strike, and now the court has now fixed a date for the arraignment. But before that arraignment, that is apparently to appear on June 16, there was another ploy to make sure that the judge issue a warrant of arrest against her. Now let me read you what transpired in court. The report that I got according to Nanji Godswill. It says, breaking: 10 police trucks stormed Federal High Court in a plot to unlawfully arrest Senator Natasha. This morning, Monday 16 June 2025, something shocking, and I need you to concentrate and please do not miss any part of this video, because if you miss it, then you will be missing a whole lot. This morning, Monday 16th June 2025, something shocking happened at the Federal High Court. A secret suit, underline that, has been filed against Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan by lawyers acting on behalf of Senate President Godswill Akpabio. Yet, up until 9 a.m. this morning, neither Senator Natasha nor her legal team has been served any notice of the case. While Natasha's legal team remained completely in the dark, a lawyer who happened to be nearby noticed no fewer than 10 truckloads of armed policemen stationed at the court premises. He knew something wasn't right, so they deployed 10 trucks of armed policemen to the court premises, hoping that immediately the court issued the warrant of arrest, they will just storm Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan's home and drag her out, and they will kind of like lock her up, and they will claim that they are acting on the order of the court. But let us see how that plot, let us see how it failed. Now, I read further. A friend of Natasha's lawyer, who coincidentally was at the court for another matter, noticed the intimidating police presence. Suspicious and concerned, he made a call to Natasha's lawyer asking, "Are you not supposed to be in court today? They want to arraign your client." The lawyer, shocked and confused, replied, "What are you talking about? We were never served. There is no such thing before us." Realizing something was off, the friend quickly rushed back to his car, grabbed his legal rope and wig, and stepped into the courtroom just in time. So that means that when they called up the case, the lawyer of Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan just stepped in at the right time. So if not for the should I call the person a whistleblower now that informed Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan's lawyer, that means that they would have done the arrangement without the knowledge of Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan. So you can see the plot, and they will say that they have served Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan, but then she didn't turn up in court, and the court may deem her action as arrogance. Then the warrant of arrest may be issued. Then they will now storm her house to carry out the alleged order of court. I didn't mean it was granted. Now let's continue the reading. Inside the court, do you remember I'm kind of like giving you an exclusive narration of what transpired in court and now the ploy to arrest and perhaps detain Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan, how it failed. Says inside the court, the police had already taken positions. Akpabio's lawyers were seated, ready to move a motion that Senator Natasha should be arrested and taken from her home today. They had it all planned out, and the motion was already being pushed. Everything was prepared to get the judge to approve the arrest instantly, except that they didn't expect a lawyer to suddenly appear to represent Senator Natasha. You can read between the lines. Now let's continue. When he stood up to hold brief for Natasha's lawyer, the judge paused the process and began asking Akpabio's lawyers critical questions. Was the senator not served? Akpabio's legal team said Natasha had been evading service. That's a ridiculous lie because Natasha is in Nigeria and not hiding from anyone. Let me give you an information. You will recall that when Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan appeared on Adeola Fayehun's YouTube and Facebook page, she mentioned it. Some of you that watched that the interview she granted Adeola Fayehun, she mentioned it that she was in the US to pursue some things against Sandra Duru that is defaming her, and she's currently in the UK, but she's coming to Nigeria to make sure that she is present when she will be arraigned. And it was just about that time that the judicial workers went on strike. So Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan was planning to leave London, or apparently left London, just because of this arraignment. And it is that kind of person that they still want to use corner to use street balance to make sure that she is arrested. Now let's continue the reading of the ploy to make sure that Senator Natasha was arrested, and how that ploy failed. They fumbled. The judge asked, "Did you serve our lawyers then?" You know that the judge first asked that, was Senator Natasha not served? Then the judge asked, "Did you serve our lawyers then?" They fumbled and said they only did so this morning at 9 a.m., which is the same time the courtroom ambush was ongoing with 10 police trucks waiting outside the courtroom. Even worse, they didn't file for substituted service, didn't follow any proper legal procedure. So how were they planning to arrest her? What they were trying to do was get the judge to approve her arrest without her knowledge and send those 10 trucks of policemen straight to her home. If that lawyer hadn't stepped in by chance, we would have seen the news headline by now. Breaking news: Senator Natasha arrested at her home. They already had the script written with brute power and political manipulation. Again, I think I need to read that sentence for you. They already had the script written with brute power and political manipulation, but they have failed. To make matters even more suspicious, this is the same suit as scheduled for her Thursday arraignment at FCT High Court. The only difference is that Sandra Duru is listed as a witness in the Thursday version, while Reno Omokri is listed as witness today. So what exactly is going on here? How can one suit exist in two conflicting forms? What is happening is nothing short of a targeted abuse of the court process, a backdoor attempt to humiliate a sitting senator. I repeat, a backdoor attempt to humiliate a sitting senator, and a desperate political move soaked in fear. The aim was character assassination. The plan was to break her in public and use state machinery to do so, even if it is for a day. You can see the extent at which the Akpabio team is going in connivance with the federal government. Now, let us continue the exclusive report of what transpired in court. Now, if you have any doubt about power in this country, if you have any doubt, and this goes to you, the ordinary citizen that usually support, these politicians blindly, and I need you to imagine this. If you have any doubt, that is, if you are not sure or you have not witnessed it before, if you have any doubt about how power in this country is being misused, think about this. A private citizen was almost dragged from her home this morning based on a suit that she had never even seen. So if they can do this to Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan, imagine what they would do to you. Imagine what they would do to me. No service of summons, just a gang of lawyers, a judge being pushed to rule blindly, and armed police waiting like vultures. Except that this is not how a democracy behaves. This is what dictatorship looks like in Akpabio's Senate. God exposed them today, but the question is, what will they try next? And this exclusive narration of what happened was according to Nanji Godswill. Shout out to you, Nanji, for this exclusive narration. You can see the desperation on the part of the Akpabio team to make sure that Natasha is being humiliated. But then, kudos to the judiciary in this regard. Kudos to the judge for not kind of like, granting that arrest warrant. If not, it would have been carried out immediately. Then do we have 10 trucks of idle policemen and you deploy it for the arrest of one woman when Benue needs the policemen, when the policemen are needed to tackle the prevalence of murderous herdsmen, and when the policemen are needed to tackle the prevalence of bandits? You send 10 police trucks to the house of one innocent woman that has never been in prison before, that is not an ex-convict, that is not a notorious criminal. So Nigeria have 10 trucks of policemen to spare, and you cannot send it to the necessary places. You can see the desperation on the part of the Akpabio team in connivance, sadly, with the federal government. This is a clear abuse of state resources, and my pity goes to the president. He's allowing himself and the institutions under him to be used. The federal government must be very careful. And they said that this case is between Natasha and Akpabio. Akpabio has all the resources to institute a legal action against Natasha. Why would the Tinubu-led federal government involve itself? So Tinubu is allowing himself to be used, and is allowing the institutions under him to be used and abused. But then again, thank God for the grace of thank God for his grace on the life of Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan. We look forward to what will happen in this case, and I hope that the judiciary will kind of like conduct itself with utmost integrity.